trend line trading is one of the most powerful tools, but traders misuse it. The most confusing thing in trend lines, the thing is this: every trade makes it in different ways. Take this chart as an example. Some traders use the candles, the wicks, try to make a trend line by connecting them. Similarly, some people connect the candle bodies, try to make it that way. But which method is correct among these two? Which one is the right way? Now, if we have learned this, if we have learned how to draw a trend line, how to do it, then the next question, this arises: how to trade using it? Should we wait for the price to touch the trend line and expect a bounce back at this point? We have to take a buy trade here. This means when the trend line breaks, we expect the price to fall below, taking a shot, expecting it to go down, or take a sell trade. Friends, the truth is, I have tried both methods in my entire trading career. With 20 years of experience, how to trade trend lines, I have invented the best way which has the power to earn a lot of money. It is, so friends, in this video, the best way to trade. I am going to reveal the strategy. At the same time, I will also, a small child, how to properly use the trend line. I will also teach you how to draw it. Firstly, friends, what is a trend line actually? A trend line is such a that is drawn by connecting two or more swing points on a chart. Look at this example where the price is fluctuating, repeatedly going up and down. During all this, how can we tell what the market direction is? Is it? The simple thing is, we will draw a trend line. By connecting all swing lows, we realize that the trend line, it tells us that in the short term, the price, even despite fluctuations, the overall market trend is upward. Now, let's take an opposite case. Let's consider a case. In this chart, we can also see that the price is fluctuating going up and down. However, when we draw a trend line this time, we connect swing. Like the lows, we will connect swing highs. Here, it appears that the trend line's slope is down, meaning even if the price is going up or down, is happening, but the overall market trend is downward. Now, a question might be arising in your mind. This guy is wasting your time. He is just wasting your time. All of this you, not even draw the line, without even drawing. You can tell this by directly looking at the chart. Could have. Why do we even need a trend line? It is. So friends, the simple answer is, the trend line not only shows us the trend, but also provides several other important information. Trend lines help us find support and resistance, helps us find them, that we look at the chart, can never spot, just by naked eye. For example, in this chart, we have taken the swing, have connected the lows to draw a trend line. Look carefully. In the past, whenever the price touched the trend line, is it? Every time it, given a bounce back. In such a case, we can expect that in the future, whenever the price reaches this level, it will bounce back upwards again. So here is a possible trade setup. It could be that if the price comes again to the trend line again, we can take a buy trade, take a trade if the trend line holds. The second reason is, if the price breaks the trend line, breaks it. So from here, we may get a trend reversal signal. We might get a signal for that. In this chart, we have connected the swing highs, have drawn a trend line, and it clearly shows that the market is in a downtrend, but here, the price broke the trend line upwards, broke in the upward direction, and very quickly the price from the downtrend, an uptrend. In such situations, we can plan a buy trade. But friends, keep this in mind. The examples I have given here are just a few videos in real trading. We can't enter trades so blindly. We cannot enter trades blindly because only God knows whether the price came to touch the trend line, has come to touch the trend line or to break it. For this, we need to use the trend, something in the trend line. And we will need to combine more concepts like price, section, so that our chances of successful trades increase significantly. Go up. We will talk about them in the upcoming video. Now, before trading with trend lines, we need to know how to draw them properly. We need to, because if you do this wrong, no strategy will work. I draw the trend line like this. To draw, I do draw the trend line. Before doing so, you need to first identify the price swing. You will have to identify these points. These are the points from where the price changed its direction in the past. Changed direction. Look at this example. The price shifted here from downward to upward movement. So this is one of our swing points. We need to find as many possible ones on the chart. Find so many swing points. It is. In this case, these are the ones. There are so many swings. Although we need to select. You have to mark the swing points where there has been a significant market reversal, where the market has made significant turns. We need to ignore small fluctuations for drawing a trend line. For that you must have at least two. There should be swing points. We have here quite a lot. Now you connect these points. Draw a straight line connecting them. So friends, this will be your trend line. Now you may be wondering whether this line should touch the candle's wicks. Should it be drawn touching the wicks or touching the bodies of the candles? The answer is, you should draw your line from wherever it gets the most touch points. You should draw the line from where you get the most touch points. Look at this chart here. We will draw a line by connecting them. Then we will get you will get 3 touch points. Similarly, if we connect the bodies of the candles, connect while drawing the line. If we draw the line, we are getting a total of 5 touch points. They are. So in this case, in this specific chart, we will use the candle. We will draw the trend line based on the bodies. Friends, an important thing you must always keep in mind. You have to. Do not treat a trend line as a single line. Don't treat it as just a line. Treat it as an area or a zone. It is. A trend line gives you a rough idea. It can give a rough estimate. From here, the price might bounce back. It might. That the price may sometimes bounce back a little. It might bounce back even from a little higher. Sometimes the price might slightly break it and bounce back. It is. Don't get tense. It happens often. And this is it's a completely normal thing. Now if we look at the above price sections, then here we have. There are quite a few multiples. Swing points are clearly visible. on a trend line. Let's draw the line and see. They are. If we use this approach, if we draw the line this way, then our area is above the line. It stays above, meaning this is the correct way to draw the line. This is not the right method. If we draw it accurately, all swing points properly touch the line. So draw the trend line accurately. We'll do this one. To clarify this concept, let's take another example. Here we see quite a few swing points. We can connect these swing highs and lows in such a way to form a trend line. They are. Now, when you have learned how to draw the trend line properly, if you have learned how to draw it, then I will show you that. I'll teach you a method that I personally use from time to time. In this strategy, we trend line treat like levels. Here the price, every time this line is touched, it bounces back upwards. That's why we can anticipate similar types of bounce backs in the future as well. But this doesn't mean that whenever the price reaches this trend line, we'll just straightforwardly take a buy trade, because this pattern doesn't always work out. Like in this example, the price has repeatedly touched the trend line, has respected it. Now here, the price again is coming in contact with the trend line. And here again, there's a chance to buy. It is. But the price didn't bounce back. Instead of bouncing back, break the trend line. If you had taken a buy trade here, you would have faced a significant loss. To avoid this. For that, you need a better approach. That's where this strategy will come in handy, which I personally use. First of all, you have to find a valid trend line setup. Like in this chart, the price is in an uptrend. The market is trending. We have it. There are also some swing lows which we can connect to. Draw the trend line. Can do. They are. Now the market is in an uptrend, so we can expect that the price will bounce from the trend lines back and go up again. That's why we need to. Just this. We only need to draw the single lower line. After that, we need to add an indicator, which is called stochastics. For this, you need to go to the indicator tab and select stochastics. You have to type it. After that, we need to go into its settings and pay for these. After making these changes in the values, the indicator will give you somewhat better signals. Now when all the tools are set, we start looking for trades. First of all, I need to see when does the price reach the trend line? Approaches. At the same time, I would also like to confirm that this blue stochastic line is also in the oversold level, meaning below this line has reached. After this chart is appearing like this. As I explained earlier, I told you these trend lines, not as lines, but as zones or areas. This means if the candle moves slightly up or down, it's okay. Now for final information, we'll wait for these stochastic lines to cross back into the oversold levels. We will wait for them to cross back inside. Now you have seen this setup once again. Let me walk you through this setup again. First, you need to wait for the price to come near the trend line. At the same time, the lines should also reach the oversold zone. Now we need a bullish signal, and when both these lines come back above the level, we need to enter a buy trade. For risk management, we'll place the stop loss just below the swing low. Set it just slightly below the swing low. And we'll set our target. Set according to the risk to reward ratio, 1.5 times, twice, or 2.5 times. We will set it. Now as you saw, the price has achieved the target very easily. So friends, the key to this strategy is hidden in the stochastic settings, which I noted for you at the beginning. Do you know about stochastics? Use it for extra confirmation. It is. And you must avoid trading without it. You must avoid taking trades without it. Let's look at another example. In this chart too, we have set up our stochastic settings already applied. Now we'll draw a trend line connecting these swing highs. As we can see, the trend is downward. So we'll wait for the price to come up to this trend line, bounce down. We'll take a short trade here, so we don't need the lower trend line. The price gradually approaches the trend line, is approaching, and its lines also cross the overbought level. Here, the price has slightly crossed the trend line, has crossed it. But as I told you earlier, the trend line it's just a zone or area if the price moves slightly above it. Even if it's a bit above or below, even if that happens, there's nothing to worry about. It's not a big deal. Another interesting thing about India is that this previous support level, which formed the resistance line, is also stopping in this area. It is. Now, our sell trade is supported by two factors. There are now two factors. This is also called confluence, meaning for our trade, being successful are now quite high. Now, our final confirmation. We'll wait for the stochastic lines to re-enter this zone. Here, we'll take a short position and place it slightly above the swing high and set the target to at least double the stop loss. We set it at twice the stop loss and see the price achieves our target absolutely comfortably. Now, let's understand our next trendline strategy, which is designed to give us even more profit. How this strategy works. The method is absolutely simple. Suppose we have a trend line showing a normal. If the price trend breaks and moves upwards, the trend changes to an uptrend. It does, because when the trend line breaks, means breaking the existing price structure. But whenever the trend line breaks, you can't blindly take any trade because more than half of the breakouts turn out to be fake. Most people think the price will go up from here, but then it starts to move down again. It turns downward again. If someone took a buy here, trade layout, you would have incurred quite a loss. In this strategy, we will fix this problem. This strategy is called the trend line breakout strategy. In this too, you must first draw the trend line through all the existing touch points. In this chart, we've connected the swing highs to draw a trend line. This trend line is showing a downtrend. Now we'll wait for the price to break the trend line. To determine whether this breakout is genuine or fake, we need certain signals. We need to find what shows that the downtrend is weakening. For this, I always use market structure analysis. See how this works? In this example, first the price forms a low and then breaks it to form a new low called lower low. I say now this process repeats again and another lower low is formed. This keeps happening repeatedly. That's right. The lowest lower low is formed. Repeated formation of lower lows means that the downtrend is quite strong. But before this breakout, look what happens here. The price fails to make another lower low and makes a higher low. This shows that even before the breakout, a downtrend on then has already started weakening. Another piece of information is that after the breakout, the candle considerably above the trend line. It should be above and also a bit strong. Here is a setup is forming because price made a breakout after making a higher low. Although higher lows were made earlier on this chart too, but there was no trade setup because there wasn't any. Because there, before the breakout, the price would bounce back down. It used to. Now we can take a good trade mantra here. We will place the stop loss here. We will place it below the candle and set the target to at least minimum. So we'll express it as, and as we can see, the price very nicely achieved our target.